in Pacoima, the site of a neighborhood fireworks explosion. Most residents have been allowed back into their homes following last night's controlled burn that looks like something out of a movie. Fox 11's Gigi Graciette. She joins us now live from the scene with the latest there. Gigi.
Good afternoon, Susan. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy to report that the neighborhood is open once again. And as you mentioned, folks have begun returning to their homes after being evacuated. And you are looking live. LA City Fire just wrapping up their work here. And where that black pickup and those garbage dumpsters are now, that is where the ADU once stood, the one that exploded on Thursday. Fireworks, the homemade and illegal kind, heard and seen for miles as they exploded Friday night when the Los Angeles City Fire Department, working with LAPD's bomb squad and hazmat teams, set fire to what was left of a collapsed home in Pacoima, where police believe fireworks were being made and sold. That home, an ADU, exploding on Thursday. The volatile chemicals used to make fireworks buried under the rubble, which made it impossible to remove by hand.
Bomb squad could not go in and do their investigation. We couldn't get in to see exactly what the hazards were inside. We do know that there were hazards observed. The little bit of visual evidence that we had inside, everything was unstable.
It was 9 a.m. on Thursday when the ADU on Remick and Remington blew up, sending debris flying for blocks. One wall flew at least 12 feet, according to firefighters. The explosion leaving a 24-year-old man who had been inside critically injured, with burns to over 50% of his body. 4 dogs were also trapped, but later rescued by first responders. And since then, a team of different agencies have been working to safely remove the chemicals, like black powder, that were left under the rubble, along with those unexploded fireworks.
We brought in our firefighting robot so that we had no firefighters or police officers in harm's way when the fire was ignited. And then the fire was ignited using diesel fuel and hay.
The danger of another explosion forcing the evacuation of 60 homes. The Topete family lives across the street.
To see this happening in an instant that you cannot come back, thank God we have family.
But the controlled burn, which included coating nearby homes in fire-retardant gel, building sand berms around others, and using robots, worked, said firefighters. And those forced from their homes, like Sylvia and her sister Alicia, along with their mother in her 80s, can now return. And today, where once a home stood, there is nothing but mangled metal, remnants of the explosion, while the investigation into the person who put so many people, their own neighbors, in danger continues.
I know he's hurt, and I hope he gets well. But anger isn't the answer. The answer is that he should have never done that in the first place.
And neighbors showing the suspect, whoever did this, a lot of grace today. You are looking live at where that ADU once stood, that black pickup believed to belong to the person who was caught in the fire, now in the hospital in critical condition. The LA City Fire Department just towed that back onto the lot, and they're going to put a gate up again. As for the criminal investigation, LAPD's Major Crimes Division and the ATF, they're working on that. They say, though, they're not ready to call the victim a suspect just yet. They haven't really been able to interview him because, again, he's suffering from some very serious burns, and we're told fighting for his life. Reporting live in Pacoima, I'm Gigi Graciette. Susan?
Gigi, is there any estimate on how much material we're talking about? I mean, was he regularly or somebody regularly making these fireworks to the tune of how many pounds, how many tons?
You know, they're not able to tell because the roof collapsed and the walls blew out. All of that material was really under the debris, so they don't even know what a lot of the chemicals were. They were able to identify some visually, but it was simply too dangerous to go back in there. You can still see some of the rubble on the lot. So that's why they had to do that controlled burn. But neighbors tell us they believe this guy's been selling fireworks for a while. But as the law enforcement, in this case case, the LAPD will tell you it's very difficult sometimes to prove that someone is selling fireworks. They tell us they had not responded to this house before, but very dangerous situation. Thankfully, that controlled burn worked. They actually put up a chain link fence over the house, what was left of it, so that things wouldn't go flying into the air. And what you saw in that video flying into the air were a lot of the unexploded fireworks that were still in the debris.
Dramatic video indeed. Gigi Garcia, thank you.